It's no news that COVID hit Italy very hard. So Italy paid a high toll as human lives, but also as economics. So the business have had serious trouble in the last months. So the government has done a lot. The government provided helicopter money in various forms and now is introducing a new incentive for businesses. So this incentive provides you a 20% money, 20% check off the loss in revenue you suffered in the month of April compared to April 2019. So basically, if you suffer more than a reduction in revenue of more than 1/3, then you are entitled to receive a compensation. However, there are multiple things to think about that. First of all, who is eligible? Any business in any form, so if you're a sole proprietor, self-employed, partnership or corporation that was active after January 1st, 2020. So if you shut down the business before that, you're not entitled to have any compensation. So if you shut down the business on January 1st, 2020, you cannot have any sort of money because you are closed. You are not an active business. Second, your business revenue in 2019 should not exceed 5 million euros, which means that if you made 6 million, you cannot have any compensation of such kind. And the thing is, then they made 3 brackets. So from 0 to 400,000, from 400,000 to 1.5 million, and from 1.5 million to 5 million. That modulates the percentage of compensation. First bracket 20%, reduced to 15%, and 10% to the top bracket. But now, let's investigate how do you get the compensation. So first of all, it makes a difference if you are a sole proprietor or if you are an incorporated business, because in the first case, the loss in revenue is not technically in revenue, but is on taxable income. So revenue minus costs, April 2020 compared to April 2019. While for other businesses, just loss in revenue. Revenue made in the month of April 2019, revenue made in the month of April 2020. So in that case, if you suffer more than 33%, more than 1/3 of reduction, you are entitled a compensation from 20% up to 10%, with a minimum of 1,000 euros if you do not, if you are a sole proprietor or self-employed, and a minimum of 2,000 euros if you are a partnership or a corporation. However, some individuals are excluded, and those individuals are the professionals that already obtained the 600 euros that qualified for that and opted for the gestione separata INPS. So if you are under the gestione separata, you cannot claim this benefit. So all you have to do that, the deadline is August 13th. So you have to go online, you have to have your digital ID, you need to access the tax office website, you go in there. Basically, it's like 3 clicks away from your refund. So the first thing you have to do, of course, is to log in, and then you have your own codice fiscale. Then you write down your IBAN and then put down the information. So what's your revenue area? So from 0 to 400,000 up to 1.5 million, up to 5 millions. Then you have to click the loss in revenue. So you put, hey, the amount of revenue I made in 2019 and the amount of revenue you made in 2020. And then you can click yes, confirm, and you should receive the money within 2 or 3 weeks. And you have time until August 13th to apply. But finally, what happened for businesses that were not active? So if you started your business in 2019 or up to April 2020, you are able to claim the minimum refund. So if you started your business in May 2019, and you can still apply and get your 1,000 euros or 2,000 euros if you are a business. But so basically all you have to do is to check out with your accountant how much was your loss in revenue, and basically if you are a qualifying business, and then get your digital ID. You can do that only via your digital ID. And if you don't want to do that personally, you can delegate your accountant, but still the proxy has to be done through your personal tax office website. So get your digital ID.